Hey, what's up everybody? I am here at work, as you can see, and I have this 4x4 that's been outside on the dock, front dock, for a couple of years, and I used it for this. Well, I held it up once. I used it for this, and it's for a weather station. You know, those things that tell the wind speed and rain and how with the temperature. Well, I had it up on top of the roof, and now I took it down because the thing that it not records, but it shows the temperature and everything. It's a screen. I had it in the break room, and you know, from my previous videos, I have babies that work here. I didn't want something to happen to it, so I gave it to a friend here. Her and her husband. I gave it to them. So, anyways, now what am I going to do with this? I have a problem with not woodpeckers, blackbirds, starlings, or grackles. Red-winged blackbirds and starlings, and they're called nuisance birds, and they just and I'm feeding the woodpeckers. You know, you get the cage and you put the tree pecker. Is it a tree pecker? It pecks on trees. The woodpeckers, and I hang it in the tree, and the starlings and blackbirds and everything, grackles. I ain't call them blackbirds, but anyways, they get on there and they eat it, and it's not for them. They have a bird feeder over there. Eat that stuff. Anyways. I got a piece of wood, piece of plywood, and I screwed it onto the bottom so the woodpeckers can climb. They can hang onto it while they eat. Well, I seen a couple starlings on the dang thing eating away, and blackbirds, grackles, eating away on them. So it made me irritated. So I'm thinking about coming up with a different way of making something so that they can't hold on to it. And it'll feed only the woodpeckers because they're the only ones that can hold on to it. This looks pretty dang good for a woodpecker to hold on to. So I'm going to make something, maybe. And we're going to see what we got. I got a table saw here. I need to take this thing apart and cut down a couple blocks, and here we go. Alright, I got these cut down, 10 inches. Now, I think I want to cut an L out of it. This blade doesn't go up high enough. I don't know why. I don't know what's wrong with it. But I got to cut. I'm thinking cutting an L somehow out of it. Real quick. And now it's day 2. I didn't have this block to figure out how wide. You know, it's just what I thought I was going to cut that in an L shape and fit that down in there. No, I'm going to rip these in half and use it for the sides, and then put a block in the middle. I'll show you what I'm talking about. All right, what I'm doing is I have to make it just as wide as the block. And I'm going to cut 2 pieces of space in here, then I'm going to screw it all together. Alright, this is what I wanted. Now it's wide enough to put a block down in there. Now I have to make some channels, some little, like channels that you can slide the block down in, and it'll hold it in there. And then the woodpecker will grab onto here and peck at it, while other birds can't grab onto here. So let's get on to making some channels. I'll cut them out of a, whatever this might work. I don't know. I'll find something. Okay, here's the channels I made, I cut, and they're going to go on this side and behind it too. So you just slide the block down in there and it holds it in. That's what I meant. So there you go. Now I have to make the top for it that'll open and close. Alright, I'm here at home and I'm starting to screw these together. You want to drill a pilot hole for these screws, because there's no way you're just going to drill these things into this oak. And I also drilled another hole because I don't want the head to be, you know, when I put the outside on here, I don't want it to rock back and forth on that head. So I took a little bigger drill bit, I drilled down a little bit, just like this one. You drill down just a hair, just enough for the head of the bolt to stick, the head of the screw to stick down in there. And it's going to be tough screwing these in. Sometimes when you get a screw, you might want to put soap or something on the screw itself, because suckers are hard to put in. So that's another part. So now I'm going to put these on here, but I'm going to mark first, because I'm going to put these things on here, and if I put it all together first and then I go to put these in here, how am I going to drill, how am I going to put the nails in? So I'm going to mark them off first, then, you know, mark this and cut it off and stuff. So I don't want to get too far ahead of myself, so let's do that first. Now they got them laid out. I pre-drilled these for the finish nails. I can't find my finish nail. And I'm going to hammer them down in there so it makes a channel for the block of birdseed. So let's get on with that. So now I got them nailed in there. I'm going to put the marks on here and put the other ones down in here for it to pop down in. Alright, I got them nailed in. Now I just have to pre-drill the holes on the side and screw this in. Well, I got it all put together. Now I see over here, I actually snapped off a screw because this wood is so stinking hard. Even though I drilled a pallet hole, snapped that sucker right off. So next I got to put the top on, and I got some fancy little gizmos. I got some hinges and stuff and a hasp I'm going to put on here. So let's get on with that. Now I had an idea of putting this little hasp thing on there, but I was like, I don't want to put that on there. So I was just thinking, why don't I just make a little latch that holds this on? So I got a screw. I'm going to drill a hole and I'm going to screw this in permanently. And the problem thing with the screws, when you're screwing something small like this, make sure you get a pan head, because if it has like a triangle, like an angle on that, and you go to screw it in this wood, it'll split it right apart. So to get a pan head when you're screwing in there, it'll hold it tighter. So let's drill a hole, put that in there, and I'll show you what I'm going to do with this side. Now what I want to do with this side is drill a little hole and just put this nail in there to where it sticks out just a hair, so I can grab it and I can open it up. Therefore the top, when you're hanging it, it ain't going to come off. So put that in there. Alright, drill the hole in there, and now beep, you just put that in. When you want to fill it up, you take it out and you open it up and then put it back in there, and bada bing bada boom. So now let's put the top parts on there to hang it. Alright, so I got these two little eye screws, and I bought this decorative chain. You can buy 15 feet for like $5 or $6 at Home Depot or Lowe's. And to connect these two, I need this little doodad, carabiner clip or whatever it's called. Call them keychains. But you just, I mean, they're a couple dollars. I like it camouflage so you don't see it other than a shiny one. So there you go. Now you gotta just hang it up and put the bird seed thing in there. Take this out and pop that out. And if you don't want to get this stuff, it's soft, get it all over your fingers, and you can put these in the refrigerator and refrigerate them or freeze them, and it'll be easier. It won't get all over your fingers and it won't be as soft. But this is just a something I thought of making so that blackbirds and the grackles, the red-winged blackbirds and the starlings and stuff won't be able to get onto this, hold on to that, and eat this. So this is just an experiment to see if it works. I know a lot of work went in for just an experiment, but you got to try some stuff out. So I'm going to put it in here, and I'm going to hook it up outside and see what we get. All right, so here we are. I'm going to take the pin out. I froze this for a couple hours, so it'll slide right down in there. It's messy, so you just put it in there, close this up, and put the pin back in if you can. There you go. Now it's kind of heavy, so you need a pretty good branch to hold that, to hang that on. I'd say it's about 5 pounds. So it's rustic looking. I like that. And I got some big cracks in there for their claws to dig into. And I think they'll have a time of their life. You know what the only problem is? I see right now is the birds are going to land on top of this and peck down here. But I think they can only get so far. I should have put some kind of like angle up here, like a pitched roof. I can probably do that with a piece of cardboard, but you know what, for now I'm just going to see what it does, and I'll make videos if I can. So let's get going. Well, I ran into one problem here. The grackles and starlings were grabbing onto the lip here and hanging on and pecking. So I'm thinking about I put this little piece of aluminum here and see if they can't grab onto that, where the woodpecker will grab down here and peck, or on the side or something. So we're going to give this a shot. Well, you can see I put this plate across here because some of the birds were grabbing onto that wood and on that ledge right there like this, and they were still eating at the blackbirds and the starlings and the grackles. But then I put this thing here and they still can grab onto it and they hang on to it. I figured it would be too sharp for them, but they peck away at it. I think the best way to do it is just to get this block and put it upside down on underneath a board and hang it up there. That's the best way to do it, because it's harder for them to eat it. But I haven't seen any woodpeckers around for the past couple days, and I don't know why. They do eat this, but I don't know. So, well, it was worth a shot, so I guess back to the drawing board.